All right, Mark, next up, we of course have 3 new Gen Selects figures to reveal today. Yes, unfortunately though, the first 2 won't be much of a surprise because you guys beat us to the punch. Yep, they
Shame.
I know.
So Exhaust is an amazing character, though. Look at this thing. I love this vehicle.
This video is brought to you by the Big Bad Toy Store. For all your Generations, Masterpiece, and third-party needs, Big Bad Toy Store is the place to buy figures from. So go buy from them, please. Hello everyone, Nitro Productions here, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Generation Selects Exhaust. Now, this figure, like Grease Pit, came from the same eBay listing and seller, and looks very, very nice in car mode. I purchased this guy early, and a quick little story is that I got this figure defective, so it was not able to transform. The head could not flip into here, so then the arms couldn't flip in, etc. I had to take this figure apart and fix the head, so yeah. Let's look at the vehicle mode first. As you can see, this is the exact same figure as Wheeljack. Let me grab him. Wheeljack. And I gotta say, I do prefer the color scheme of this one over this one. I think the white that they used on this looks a lot better than this weird flat, like off-white. And I feel like the red even on this one is a lot better. I just feel like the car mode looks a lot better on this. Using a nice white would have helped this pop a lot more, but because they used this off-white and they made everything dull, that kind of made the vehicle mode not as exciting. So that kind of sucks, but I could deal with it, honestly. But just like the Wheeljack figure, you have all the sponsorship logos all over it. Now, a little backstory with the figure. He is based on the Marlboro cigarette company, and back in the day, this was fine. But with the Masterpiece release, it had all those logos and still looked like it. And here's a Marlboro cigarette package right now. And, you know, as toys aren't supposed to have that, so they, like, crappily painted over some of those logos. But, you know, it's just an action figure. It's not like this is gonna cause, like, my child to start smoking or something. Isn't that right, son? He's a good kid. Anyway, this car mode is very nice and does not promote my son to smoke. It says exhaust, bandit. These are all references to, like, popular smoking companies and all that. But like I mentioned, the car mode looks very nice, and this figure does come with one single accessory, being a repaint of Wheeljack's weapon. Here it is next to Wheeljack's weapon. And this can store on the top of the car. And it doesn't look that bad, honestly. So yeah, that's kind of it for the vehicle mode. It's very nice. Let us go to the robot mode. And here we have Exhaust in his robot mode, and a very nice figure. So first off, let's talk about this logo. Now, zooming in and focusing, this is the Mercenary logo, and the Mercenaries are characters that are unaligned, like Lockdown. And like the Generation Selects Nightbird, this is classed as a Decepticon Exhaust. And it's a bit confusing why Exhaust is classed as a mercenary, because Exhaust has always been just a Decepticon and all that. Honestly, I feel like it makes more sense having Slicer, another Wheeljack repaint, be a mercenary, but I guess it's whatever. Having more mercenaries with this new logo is fine. I assume some people might get upset that, you know, they can't get their, like, Decepticon logo on it, but probably a company like Toy Hacks or something will make a sticker put on top of that to be a Decepticon exhaust. But I don't really care. Now, let's talk about the figure. I already liked the Wheeljack mold. It was a very good mold, and I feel like this does it a lot better. So something I did not mention in my original Wheeljack review that I didn't know, these are on 5mm ports, and you could stick weapons on the back or something like that. So yeah, that's very nice. And I hope I put this on the right way. Yep. Alright, so anyway, this figure looks very nice, as you can see with the weapon. It could either go on the shoulders, like the original Wheeljack, or, what I'd like to do personally, put it in the hand. I just feel like for this figure it looks a lot better, and to differentiate it from Wheeljack, I put it in the hand. So yeah, it's almost the exact same figure as Wheeljack, but with a new head sculpt, which is very nice and G1 accurate, accurate to the toy and Masterpiece figure. And I feel like it turned out really well. I like the color scheme, how it goes on. I feel like they should have maybe used a brighter red. I feel like Wheeljack, you know, they used a dull red, and looking at the Masterpiece toy, the colors just pop out much more. But I feel like this is alright for exhaust, since, you know, he's not really a main type of character, it's okay. And as you just saw, my figure does have a little bit of a looseness issue, which kind of sucks since this Wheeljack is pretty solid, and my Grease Pit figure is very solid, so it's a bit odd that, but since I got this figure early, this might have been like an early prototype or something, who knows, but I do like how this figure turned out. Looks very nice, posability is very good, exactly the same as Wheeljack. Wings can move up and down, can look all the way around, T-pose, swivel at the shoulder, swivel at the wrist, at the arm, swivel at the wrist, can go 180 degrees, can T-pose with the legs, swivel at the leg, a knee, and a good pivot. So yeah, a lot of good posability for this figure, and I really like how he turned out. And I guess, let me just make this figure look presentable. Let's just get a quick look at him and Wheeljack together. And like I said, why didn't they just use a normal white with this with the Wheeljack figure? I feel like a normal white would have done a lot more for this Wheeljack, and even in product images, he looked more white. So it's nice to see exhaust with Wheeljack. I hope we could get a slicer, that would be very cool. But yeah, that's kind of it with all this. Let us go to the size comparisons.
It also has Siege Blast effects all over it. I forgot.
For size comparisons, here's Generation Select's exhaust with Iron Tread, Blitzwing, Sideswipe, Grapple, and Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. And to throw in other figures, here his exhaust with his Generation Select's Wavemate Grease Pit, fellow Bounty Hunter Nightbird, and his repaint Wheeljack. So overall, I highly recommend this figure. I think he's a really good addition to the collection. I honestly prefer him over Wheeljack, honestly. I just feel like the color scheme and bot mode is very good, posability is good. I honestly might get a second one in the future, just to, you know, have tighter joints or whatever. Yeah, I highly recommend this figure if you could find him.
You should probably just pre-order him at the Big Bad Toy Store. Honestly, I feel like this guy's a good buy. Him and Grease Pit. Not sure about Hubcap yet, but we'll see about that in the future. Link to him in the description below.
If you're really annoyed with the whole bounty hunter mercenary thing on the chest, I say just get over it and either put a sticker on it or something, because I feel like that's not really a big deal for this figure. It's a very good figure from a very good mold, and I highly recommend it. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys. Do you smell that? Son, did you... Son, what are you doing? It's not what it looks like. Oh my god. My own son. How could he start smoking? It was because of this figure. Marlboro. This is the Marlboro Transformer, causing my son to smoke. I gotta teach my son a lesson. How could you, son? How could you? My own son smoking cigarettes.